What is up, Sherdoggers? This is Tudor Leonte, and today I have the pleasure to talk once again with UFC middleweight fighter, Mr. Jack Hermansson. Hello, Jack. Welcome back on
Hello.
Sherdog. How are you today?
Hello, thank you very much. I'm very good, very good. Starting to acclimatize and getting more and more ready each day.
How are things in Vegas right now?
They're pretty good. I'm right now at my Airbnb, where I am in 1 week, and then the last week, of course, I'm going to be in the Fighter Hotel.
In addition to training, what are you doing in Vegas to pass your time?
Not much. The thing is that it's kind of hard right now because of the situation. You don't want to get contaminated. You don't want to get COVID, right? So that's why we try not to be too much in public. But we've been out in the mountains for one day, running a little bit. And besides that, it's a lot of Netflix and series and podcasts here in the house.
What are you watching on Netflix?
There has been right now. I'm not in any series or anything, but we've been watching some documentaries. Yesterday, I was watching The Alpinist, which is about the guy that is doing solo climbing. Everybody has seen the Free Solo, right? And it's kind of that variation of that. So that was a really good documentary.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear, and I hope you enjoy it. And at least it keeps your mind busy before the fight.
Yeah.
The last time we spoke, it was in June, I believe, June or July of last year. But you told me that you wanted a fight before the end of the year. How come that didn't materialize?
It was kind of hard to get the opponent, really. My wish was to fight somebody ranked above me. I was hoping for Paulo Costa, but there wasn't. There were nobody available basically, and it took some time before we could land on something. And finally, in the end of the year, we agreed on Sean Strickland, but then of course they need some time to plan. So we ended up in February. So time just flew by, and finally I'm gonna fight again.
Still, you were pretty busy since you faced Khamzat Chimaev in a wrestling match. I know everybody's talking about it. Everybody is asking about it. So please forgive me, but I have to ask you too. How was that experience for you?
It was a good experience. It was my first freestyle wrestling match. Was a fun experience while I was waiting for a fight. To just have something other in your mind. A good experience for sure.
You are more of a grappler than a wrestler. I don't know, what do you take from that fight?
Well, there's always technical details, right? Or tactical details, things that I should have done or shouldn't have done in the fight. But then I feel like also in preparation before the fight, I was doing a couple of wrestling sessions extra, and I felt like I grew as a wrestler. But at the same time, it's a little bit annoying because it feels like people think that this, almost everybody actually is referring to this as a grappling fight. I'm just like, no, take it easy, guys. This was just a pure freestyle wrestling match. So, and I don't think that's my strong point. So I don't think I could showcase my best skills in that kind of a rule set. And I'm a little bit surprised that it doesn't feel like I don't feel like the fans capture that. Like it feels like yeah, many people is referring to it as a grappling fight, but it was a wrestling fight. So, but anyways, it was kind of a fun thing to do. While the real deal is the MMA game, so it's not that important, of course. But you as a competitor, you always get disappointed when you lose, right? So. But it was a good learning experience for sure, and it's fun to have tried freestyle wrestling as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, you lost on the scorecards that night. Would you like a rematch with Chimaev? Perhaps, I don't know, you sound like, okay, you enjoyed that wrestling fight, but perhaps you would prefer something else? If
Yeah,
it
definitely. I've said it many times now. I would love to do a grappling match instead. But if we're gonna do it, then it's easy for me to just say, yeah, let's do a grappling match. But I need, in that case, so some that can support that kind of match, right? We need some show, we need some money, and I don't know who could do it, Polaris or maybe Chilson and submission round on the ground, or I don't know, something like that would be fun to do a grappling match. That would be a fun thing to do. So yeah.
Yeah, and allow me this provocation. What about an MMA fight? I know that you come from the same area, or at least you train in the Scandinavian area, and perhaps an MMA fight between the two of you would would fill an arena of fans willing to pay to watch you two fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I consider Khamzat a friend, and we've been training together. And it's not a fight that I'm gonna reach for, but my goal, is the title in the middleweight division. And right now, I don't feel like he is the guy that I'm after, if you understand what I mean. I'm looking for the guys that's ranked above me in the middleweight division, and I don't see a fight with Khamzat making sense at the moment. But if it should it make sense at any time, definitely I think both of us would agree to fight each other if it was under the right circumstances. But right now, he's a rising star in the welterweight divisions, and I think his even if he has been fighting in both weight classes right now, he has his eyes on the guys there. He want to get towards the title in that weight class, and I want to get towards the title in my weight class. But that doesn't mean that we can't fight in the future. But it has to make sense, and right now, that's not the fight to do.
Yeah, it was obviously, as I said, it was a sort of provocation. So let's keep it let's keep it aside for a while.
Yeah, it could definitely happen, and I'm open for it. It has to be in the right moment, right in our careers, when we are lined up, and it makes sense. Yeah.
Speaking of rematches, when we talked last year, you also told me that you would like to face Marvin Vettori again. Are you still pursuing a fight with him?
Yeah, the thing is that I know that the UFC isn't super fond of rematches, right? They usually don't do it if it isn't for a title. But definitely, I would love to rematch Vettori. I had some problem in that fight, sustained a injury very early in the fight, and I would love to run it back with him for sure. But at the same time, it has to make sense, and the UFC is usually, not doing rematches if it isn't for the title. But he's definitely both him and Cannonier, who I also has lost against, definitely guys that I want to fight again and do better. And I think we always feel like that if it doesn't go our way. We want to run it back and avenge that loss that we have. And so we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if I will fight Marvin one more time in the future.
You are now the protagonist of the main event of the upcoming UFC card on February the 5th, where you will fight Mr. Sean Strickland. How was your camp in preparation for this fight?
Yeah, the camp was all right. You know, it was back at home in Oslo. And as all camps, it has its up and downs, but I feel like we prepared well, and we're ready to take on the challenge that is Sean Strickland.
In general, Strickland looks pretty intense. Do you expect any kind of craziness, allow me this term, from him during the fight?
Yeah, I think so. You know, during the fight, he's probably talking to you and, you know, bringing this intense character, but I'm prepared for that as well. And you know, I think it makes it exciting for the fans that are watching. You know, it's not me, I'm not doing that kind of stuff, but yeah, with him be my guest, you know, it's just gonna fire up the fans, so let's go.
You're too nice to be...
Exactly. Can't help it.
So I would like to hear a pick from you. Israel Adesanya is scheduled to face Robert Whittaker in their upcoming rematch. What do you think about that fight?
I definitely think that it's going to be a tougher fight for Adesanya this time. I feel like Whittaker is going to come in with a different game plan. I think he's going to incorporate a little bit more of his wrestling, especially since his last mistake in their fight, and especially since Adesanya's loss against Jan Blachowicz. I think he showed that, you know, you can be successful with that kind of game plan. But at the same time, I feel like Adesanya probably is gonna pull it off anyway. So it's just a gut feeling, and I think it's gonna be a tough fight for both men. But yeah, I see Adesanya as the winner again. But yeah, we will see.
In case of your victory on the upcoming, UFC card, how far do you think you are from a title shot, considering that, you know, Adesanya already defeated many middleweight ranked above you, and if it's going to be Whittaker, you know, things are going to be a bit different. How many fights do, please?
You know, it could be the next fight. You never know. If I do an impressive performance, and you know, Brunson, he has already fought Adesanya, so is he gonna fight him again? I'm not sure. And Cannonier, he has already fought Whittaker, so if Whittaker wins and Cannonier wins, is he gonna fight him? I'm not sure. You know, but neither Adesanya or Whittaker has fought me yet, so I think that puts me in a great spot, and I'm gonna push for it as soon as possible, and I'm gonna you know, show how good I am in this fight, and with the great statement win, you know, I might skip the line.
Are you walking out to your usual song, The Joker?
Yeah, that's the walkout song for sure. Yeah.
Okay. How can you tell us something how that song was made? I mean, how did you meet perhaps the rapper?
Yeah, it was the artist Damien, who had the same management as me at the time. So my management brought us together. We had a nice chat, and we talked about it. Let's make a collaboration. You know, who's gonna make us my walkout song? And yeah, I was super happy with the result of the song. I think it's a really cool song, and yeah, since then he made it, and since then I've been using it. So yeah, everybody has to check it out. The artist, his name is Damien, and the song is called The Joker.
Yes, sir, it is a pretty song, indeed, a pretty cool song, actually, indeed. Before I let you go, do you have any last message?
Thank you so much to all of my fans out there, and if you don't follow me, you can check me out at Jack the Joker MMA on social media. I also have a YouTube channel that you can check out, Jack Hermansson on YouTube. Jack,
thank you very much for your time today. Best of luck with your upcoming fight, and hopefully I'll hear again from you in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the time.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.